Live Tuesday, June 20th from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios. This is Fantasy Dominance. Now, come dominate fantasy sports with us. And bringing you all the tools to dominate is Soap Stash, the new soap standard. Like them on Facebook, Soap Stash LLC. Find them online, soapstash.com. For ordering information, call 844-890-3197. Going from the best soap in the business, we are the best fantasy minds in the business. Happy LeVar Ball foaming at the mouth day.
Well played. Well played.
Thank you ever so much for joining us. We have the king of the waiver wire pickup, Brian Daly.
What's up?
Apparently picking up Starlin Castro, whoever dropped him in your league. And
I know.
Erod off me. You hunt that waiver wire, man. You'll drop anybody. You drop Kershaw. No, you won't drop Kershaw.
No, I won't drop Kershaw. I'll trade him, though.
You'll trade him, though. We might talk about that a little later.
Good move.
We got Art Lover, because that's where the ladies are at, Doug Pitchford.
What up?
And I'm your DFS guru, Rob Povey. Matt Sudi is bringing you all the fantasy dominance from the producer's chair. What's up, gentlemen? How was your weekend?
Busy.
Good times, man. Good times. You saw me Saturday.
I did see you Saturday. I saw.
That was a hot mess.
No, you're loving life, living life. In case you're wondering, three of us today. Mike Kleinkoff out on vacation this week, chilling with some Coronas down on the beach. What's up? Hopefully he's listening in. I know he commented already on the poll question, so we'll be able to give his vote.
How's the beach, buddy? I can't wait. I'm gonna probably hit that up for Thursday myself.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Got any vacation? No, Brian doesn't have vacation in store for him anytime soon. Just starting up the new job.
No, not anytime soon. Hopefully first week of August, though.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Let's say it. Schedule that out. Go to Seattle or something.
Well, that's the plan.
Yeah. Nice. Well, if you are out there on the beach right now listening to us and you want in on the dominance, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You search a2dradio.com. If you got fantasy questions, tweet us with the hashtag AskFDN. I'm Rob at Robbie Blitz. Doug, you are at
StatMagnet85.
Brian, you are at
Brian_A2D Radio.
Hey, you could tweet us up individually, the show at FDN A2D, the station at A2DRadio_com. Just make sure you hashtag AskFDN. We'll get to your questions live on the show or after the fact to help you dominate. In terms of the show, guys, you know this. We got one of the greatest shows of the year in store for you all because it's NBA draft season time. At the end of the show, we'll rattle off our top 5 walk-up songs, and we'll list them in our comment section on Facebook. So if you're not liking the page, like it now. You'll be able to see our list as we dictate them and also listen to our number 1. We'll give you the link for that. Speaking of Major League Baseball, we'll spend some time discussing ad recommendations that will keep your fantasy baseball team afloat in league play and offer some DFS building blocks for tonight's slate if we got the time. But first, the talk of the town, as I said, is the NBA draft this Thursday. We asked you on Facebook and Twitter, where will Lonzo Ball land in the NBA draft? Will it be top 3 as he's projected? Will he fall to top 10? Will he fall even further to the top 20? Or will he just have a free fall? You can vote now on Twitter. You can comment on Facebook. We'll read your comments live on air.
Yeah, man. It's a beautiful time of year, bro. I love this time of year. NBA draft's Thursday. So much going on. There's too much going on, man. Don't know who's staying, who's going. Does Paul George stay in Indiana? Does Paul George end up in Cleveland? Does Paul George end up in L.A.? He's from L.A., L.A. kid. What happens with Jimmy Butler? Does Jimmy Butler become a Celtic? Does Jimmy Butler go to Cleveland? It's so much it's awesome time of year. I love the draft. So many trades. Guys always moving places. But here's the real question, though. To the theme of the show. Where does Lonzo go?
You know where I'm standing on this, man. I don't think he's going to go in the top 3. I think he's fallen into the top 10 overall. I mean, specifically, I don't see him slipping that far out of it. I see him going number 4 to the Suns after the Lakers pass up on him. When we get into the mock draft, I'll say who I think the Lakers will go with because two workouts, man, and all I hear is not really impressed. And I don't know if he came in lazy or just came in with his daddy's ego. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I personally think he's more of a gamer than he is a practice player. Granted, he works on his game very hard, I'm sure, or at least one would hope. But, to each their own. Maybe he's just not a great workout guy. He's just a gamer.
I think he's still going to go in the top 3. I still think he's going to wind up going to the Lakers. I think that's the market for him and his father, and to get the big baller brand going. As far as his workouts go and them not being impressed, it could be just something that the Lakers are doing to try and, lure people away from Lonzo Ball so they can make sure that they get him a number 2.
You're not going to lose. You weren't going to lose out on him at 1 because you knew Danny Ainge didn't want him anyway.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge, by the way, phenomenal job, with fleecing the 76ers for that number 1 pick. And I call it fleecing because we know damn well they did not want Markelle Fultz.
Oh, is that what you're saying? Why? That they can get the player they're looking for maybe in Josh Jackson and also get some 2 compensatory picks on top of it, dropping 1 to 3.
Right.
I don't know, though. To me, I think he's the best talent available. And even though they're rich in that position, I think if they kept the number 1, they would have went Fultz.
Right.
So I don't know. I wouldn't agree wholeheartedly of fleecing, but I hear what you're saying.
I mean, I say it's fleecing because Philly could have got Markelle Fultz at 3. Because I don't think LA would have. I don't think LA likes him enough to take him at 2. And obviously Boston just didn't want any parts of him. They just made it sound really, really good and enticing enough for Philly to give up the extra first-round pick to move up 2 spots.
Right.
Yeah, the Celtics are pretty set at the guard position too, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean they have I believe restricted free agent Avery Bradley this offseason. They have Isaiah Thomas. They just drafted Jaylen Brown, who's a wing position player, could play the 2 or the 3. You have Marcus Smart there, to play as a backup point guard, 2 guard, who can handle the ball. And you're talking about bringing in a Gordon Hayward.
Right.
Who's also a wing player, can play the 3.
I know the Sixers are going to make a play for him too, yeah.
But I just don't see the fit there for him because, he's going someplace where he can have a chance to win. I don't think Philly's that spot just yet. If he was free agent next offseason, I would see him going to Philly because I could see Philly getting there.
Makes sense. And like I said, I mean, you're down on Fultz, and I know we talked offline. You're down on his defensive side of the ball.
I'm down on the defensive side of the ball. I think he's a little undersized too. I mean, granted, they measure him at like 6'4". I believe he's more of a true 6'2". In terms of height. And that's kind of small for a guy who was playing off the ball mainly at Washington. He really wasn't a true point guard. He was more of a combo guard or a shooting guard that can handle the ball. So, with a player like that, and granted, he's also going to be now playing a lot more exclusively off the ball because I'm assuming you're not going to allow him to run the point there. You're going to have Ben Simmons still be that guy. Now you have an undersized 2 guard. Who's going to be not used to playing off the ball as often.
How he'll fit in well, though, is he's really good in tight spaces, and he's a shot creator, so he could play that too, and be more of a scoring guard. No,
yeah, he could be. I mean, the whole thing is, can he get his shot off in the NBA? Because he's going to be going up against guys who are going to be 6'5", 6'6", 6'8", with long arms. Granted, he does have long arms as well, but can he create the space, especially because I'm not sold on his handle. I don't think he's one of those guys. He's not Kyrie Irving. He can't just dribble. He can't dribble around a square.
Right.
Like, Kyrie Irving is disgusting. I mean, Kyrie Irving, you can have 3 guys around him. He'll cross all 3 of you over. Yeah. Like, he's not that guy. So I'm not 100% convinced that he's that primo player in this draft.
Well, I'm going to bow to you. I'm going to cater to you because you know how to pick them. You always nail guys coming out of college. Are they going to be successes or are they going to be busts when they get into the NBA? I mean, maybe you shoot a 90% clip, and I'll take that 8 days a week.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. But, yeah, I mean, just to go ahead and jump right into the number 1 pick here in this mock lottery, yes, I do have Philly obviously taking Markelle Fultz. That's why they traded up. This is their guy. They wanted to make sure and ensure they got their guy. I'm not 100%. Again, I'm not sold on this pick. I feel like if you were going to trade up to get a guy, you should have traded up to take Josh Jackson.
Oh, yeah? Oh, you're looking at what? So you think there's any possibility they go Josh Jackson 1 now after trading up?
No chance. There's no chance they go with Josh Jackson 1 on the complete smoke screen. It just – I mean, even though it is a fit to an extent for the team, I understand why they want the guard because they feel like Markelle Fultz maybe brings a little bit more of a consistent outside shot to the table. Where Josh Jackson's a quality outside shooter, but he's not to that level yet.
Well, Brian, you're more of a Philadelphia fan than I am. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do follow the Sixers or what have you, but being ingrained in that, do you think they're a type of team that might play cloak and dagger, or this was a straight move for Fultz? They're in love with him.
No, I think they're in love with him. I think this was a straight move. If they wanted Josh Jackson, I think they could have stayed at 3 to be able to get him.
They wouldn't have gotten him at 3.
No, you
that
still
not
think that they would have.
not happening.
So I'm assuming you're saying that he goes 2 to the Lakers. Is it what I'm picking up here?
No, he does not go 2 to the Lakers.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Had Boston kept that pick, he would have been the number 1 overall pick. Would have been Josh Jackson.
Oh, in that hypothetical, now it's a whole different ballgame after the trade. That's why
Right.
it's like, if you're listening to us maybe shortly before the draft, we're coming live to you on Tuesday afternoon, roughly about 12:25 right now. So we may not have picked up on a latest trade or whatnot. We try to update in our description or comment section, both on YouTube and Facebook, but just keep that in mind.
Yeah. But no, I don't think, like I said, I think that was the move. The move was to move up to get Fultz. And sure, you got Fultz.
Yeah,
No,
I agree.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Definitely. Who do you have going to the Lakers?
Not Lonzo Ball. I'm telling you right now, De'Aaron Fox is the best point guard in this draft. He doesn't have the greatest shot in the world, but you know what? This kid does everything else, and I mean everything else. He defends, he rebounds, he's a floor general, true point guard, distributes the ball, gets in the paint, creates havoc. More importantly, he can handle the rock. This is a guy that can get into tight spaces and really wreak havoc. LA doesn't have a guy like this. They have a whole bunch of two guards that can handle the ball. They don't have a point guard, and I think De'Aaron Fox will greatly improve this team. And I have him going to the Lakers.
I completely agree with you 100%, man. Like I said, I alluded to it before that they weren't impressed with the workouts, and yeah, maybe Magic could be. I mean, he played with a lot of cloak and daggers, so a little deception. So maybe he's doing that as a GM, but I don't think so. I agree with you with Fox. I mean, he's a Showtime type player.
He is. He's a running gun. They want to get back to those Showtime Lakers. Well, with that kid at point, they have the squad that can run and gun.
Absolutely. Who are you saying Lakers taking, Brian?
I still think they're going to take Lonzo. I think it's a little cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, hey, we'll see what the people say later on in the show and the poll results, but, it's a good fit. Went to UCLA. It makes sense. There's a love affair there. This is the only reason why I say Fox and Showtime, because LA is, since the Magic Johnson era has been looking for that. Kobe, definitely. But,
yeah.
Certainly that would be that type of player. But, if there's anybody more Showtime in this draft, it's Lonzo Ball.
It's Lonzo and his dad. And like I said, I think it's the perfect market for both of them, especially LeVar.
I disagree. I think there's a better market. I think there's still a market that's just as good, if not even better. And you'll see once we get to where he actually lands. Because I do believe he's still a lottery pick, though I do easily see a scenario where this kid literally falls into the bottom third of this draft, where he's easily getting picked 22, 25, 27, easy.
Now, is that because of his workouts with the Lakers or because of his father dragging him down?
It's a little bit of both. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. A lot of teams aren't necessarily sold even in his skill set per se. Even though I think he's going to be he's going to be a very good player. I'm not going to dispute that. I just think that he's going to be a steal where he ends up getting picked, because it's definitely not going to be in the top 3, top 5. That's for sure. That being said, my number 3 pick, I got Josh Jackson. I've been touting forever now. Josh Jackson's going to Boston at 3. Contingent on them keeping this pick. Now, there's a lot of talk that they're actually that there's a lot of movement here between them either trying to acquire a Paul George, them trying to acquire Jimmy Butler, more so on the Jimmy Butler front here with this 3rd pick, and even them moving back still to number 5 and 10 with Sacramento, because there's a lot of talk that Sacramento is trying to move up in this draft to go get Jason Tatum.
Ooh.
So, Boston's really got a lot in play here. They can make a lot of different things happen. I wouldn't even be surprised if they moved back out of 3 to 5 and 10 just so Sacramento can get Tatum, turn around and trade either the 5 pick or turn around and probably trade the 10 pick, one of their future first-round picks, and go get Jimmy Butler, which is probably the smart play. And because it's Danny Ainge, that's probably what Danny Ainge is trying to pull off now, because that's a Danny Ainge play.
Yeah, here he's not the best GM.
Oh, no, he's a damn good one, though.
Yeah?
Damn good GM. I'm sorry, he's got 7 first-round picks beyond this draft.
Jesus.
And 4 of them are in the lottery. You going to tell me who's a good GM and who's not? Yeah, Danny Ainge, what up, man? Keep killing
it. Sounds like he's trying to build for the future.
And he's winning now because Danny Ainge is a certified G. and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that.
Apparently, you can't teach that to Big Cass either.
No, apparently not, because he's just a bona fide bum.
Yeah, I knew that heel turn was coming. Ryan Broda, no disrespect to Matt Tensuti because he knows wrestling inside and out as well. But another one of our wrestling insiders, Ryan Broda, was like, he called this split up weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, well, it had to be done. I mean, like, they were getting no momentum as a tag team, and Big Cass is just too stiff, man. For as big as he is, like, he's just a stiff. Fucking scrub.
More so than the Big Show?
Way more so than the Big Show.
Let's get back to the We'll talk wrestling all show. So,
hey, man, you got me sidetracked, bro.
Should I get my third?
Yeah, who you got going 3?
It's Josh Jackson at that point, assuming, they could go Ball there too in our scenario where Lakers go Fox, but I don't think the Celtics are not that type of organization to deal with that drama. And in the end, I agree. I like Josh Jackson better than I like Lonzo Ball. Call me crazy. Crazy.
No,
And there's a lot of talk, that he could be a possible number 1 pick. So you trade down the 3 and you get what's called the possible number 1 pick and the 2 compensatory picks.
1 compensatory pick.
Oh, 1?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lottery. It's a lottery protected first round pick next year is what they got in exchange.
I thought it was 18 and 19. It was just 18.
Yeah, it was just 18.
Gotcha.
I believe there might have been second round picks, but I don't think so. I thought it was just 2 it was basically 2 for 1. It's only 2 spots.
Second round picks don't matter.
No.
In the NBA, no.
Well, that's not true. I mean, Draymond Green, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker.
Oh, there's exceptions to all the rules.
Of course there is. I mean,
Isaiah
Tom Brady
Thomas.
was a 5th or 6th round pick out of Notre Dame.
Right?
And he's the best quarterback to ever played a game.
Jerry Rice is a 3rd round pick.
I could definitely see talent coming out of the 3rd round in NFL, but
Yeah, but
NBA?
not the GOAT.
The GOAT.
I'm sorry. If there's one true GOAT in all of professional sports, it's Jerry Rice, hands down. And I don't think anyone can question that.
I don't think I can.
The GOAT of wide receivers?
No, just the GOAT in general. If there's one player in any sport that you could just arguably say is the GOAT without real question, it probably should be Jerry Rice.
In football?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Brady?
He's better than Brady.
I mean, it's hard to compare a quarterback to a wide receiver, but, after last season, dude, believe you me, I was always on the non-Brady wagon, and
Brady,
and he broke me down.
No, Brady, I got to give
Just
Brady.
like Jeter did to me.
I got to give Brady his due for the GOATness. Like, he's on it. But he ain't Rice. Like, that man dominated across 3 decades.
I sense homerism.
Hey, man, he was killing it. He was killing it as a Raider, too. What up?
This is truth.
Yeah, man. Trust. There's no some homerdom, but not much. But speaking of homerdom, at 4 to Phoenix, this is kind of a little bit more of a homer pick because they like their Dookies down there in Phoenix for some reason. They're taking Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really believe that Jason Tatum is one of the better players in this draft. For a Duke player, one and done. It's been kind of the new thing there at Duke. But you're talking about a 6'8" wing player, explosive, average 17 and 7 a game. Push Duke, through the ACC tournament. Got them into the NCAA tournament. He's a good little player, man. Like, he's a guy who can do a little bit of everything. Plays quality off-ball defense. Plays quality on-the-ball defense. That's something Phoenix desperately needs off the wing. And, he's a guy that seems like he fits into what they're doing because they're just they like to run up and down the floor, and that's like his thing. You get him on the move, get him in open space, and he can make things happen.
It very well could be because the Duke connection that you made, that's that rock solid point. To me, in all of our, Brian, you have Lonzo Ball going to the Lakers, but in my scenario, in Doug's scenario, I think the Suns have to draft him here. He's a proven winner. And I think they're ultimately looking for a replacement for Eric Bledsoe. He has 2 years left on his contract, and if they do draft Lonzo Ball, I almost called LeVar Ball, like he's eligible. Lonzo Ball.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah. He'll get drafted in the 4th round. No.
Nice.
But I don't know. I mean, if they do draft Ball, then definitely the writing's on the wall for Bledsoe. But I think that could be a good mix, man. I mean, starting 5 being Ball, maybe even Ball with Bledsoe, Devin Booker, Chris and Tyson Chandler.
I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me, especially given that Eric Bledsoe really isn't a point guard. He's more of another two guard who can handle the ball, combo type guard. I'm not a fan of him running an offense and being the out-and-out point guard. That being said, though, I don't know. I'd be a little leery of that starting lineup because they're very small in the backcourt. I mean, Lonzo Ball 6'4", Eric Bledsoe 6'3", Devin Booker 6'3". It's very small in the perimeter for the Phoenix Suns. But granted, very explosive, though. There's a lot of guys that can handle the ball, create their own shot, shoot the three. It could definitely be interesting there. I don't know. I just see the fit with Tatum just a little bit better, you know what I mean? Because you can have him, it can allow you to slot T.J. Warren to the bench, and he's just that bigger presence in the wing.
No, I have lots of love for Tatum. I have him going next, but before we get to there, Brian, who you got it for?
4, I got Malik Monk going to the Suns.
That's a great fit as well. I mean, again, but similar scenario, guys about 6'3", 6'4", creates a smaller backcourt, I mean, when you have your starting, 1, 2, and 3 all about 6'3". That's create a little bit of a matchup issue on the other end for defense. But again, it's the Phoenix Suns. They don't play that anyway. Never have, never will. But I don't know. That's an interesting one though, because Malik Monk is one of the premier players in this draft.
No doubt about it on two fronts there.
Yeah.
Spot on. Yeah.
Now you said at 5 is where you have Tatum going.
Yeah, I do. At that point, I think his best talent on the board at 5. Good pedigree coming from Duke. Always, I may not like Duke University, but their players come pro ready. For
the most
because
part.
of Coach K.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
I was just about to say, when you got a head coach like Mike Krzyzewski, you got to be pro ready by the time you come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the one and done thing doesn't help his cause, though, because usually his guys are 4-year seniors and they're ready to play. You know what I mean? So, even look at a guy like Jabari Parker. He's been a little up and down in the league coming out of Puke. Ultra talented, but he clearly could have stayed another year or two under Coach K to be, NBA ready.
One thing is Tatum will definitely, I think, raise what was a subpar year for Buddy Hield last year. I think the two working in tandem could be a nice punch. I mean, they have some intriguing young pieces there in Sacramento.
They do. Brian, who's your Sacramento pick at 5?
I'm agreeing with Rob. It's going to be Jason Tatum.
Okay. All right, so obviously, I'm the oddball here, but I do agree that they do need that 1-2 punch, somebody to help alleviate some of that pressure off of Buddy Hield. But I think it's more looking at the replacement and the talent replacement you can get for DeMarcus Cousins at this point. You do have that big void in the middle. Yeah, you got that 7'3" kid who showed some promise, but he's not Zach Collins, man. Zach Collins from Gonzaga. That kid is legit. I love his back-to-the-basket game. He's not afraid to bang. He grabs those tough rebounds. He's a shot blocker, rim protector. More importantly, he can step out and shoot the three a little bit. He can step out and consistently hit that 18, 20-footer. And when you got a center that can do all those things, I mean, that's an ultra talent there. 19 years old to boot. This is too much upside to pass there at 5 because I don't think he comes back around. If they keep 5 and 10, I don't see him coming back around there in that 5 spot.
Yeah, it's a good fit. Absolutely good fit. That type of player that the Kings like. Good shooter.
Yeah, plus it's Kaladi Divac. I mean, you know what I mean? He's going to see a guy that almost that reminds himself a little bit of himself. He's going to draft that guy.
It's a lock.
Kaladi Divac's crazy. At 6 for Orlando, Brian, where are you rolling with this pick?
This is where I put De'Aaron Fox. I got him going to Orlando.
That's a good spot for him to land as well. I don't see it there, but that's a good spot for him.
I mean, I feel like Orlando doesn't have much on the scoring aspect, and De'Aaron Fox, like you said, is easily a top 5 pick. I mean, there seems to be a lot of players in this draft, from what I see, that could easily be, all top 5, but somebody's got to be out of it.
Right.
Yeah, no, absolute. I'm rolling a little bit different here. Obviously, I still have them taking the point guard, but I have them taking a different point guard at 6. I have them reaching for Dennis Smith Jr. from NC State. This is a guy who's been rising up people's boards ever since the end of the NCAA season through the workouts. Obviously, he's cooled back down boards since he's had a couple of lackluster private workouts for a few teams. But this is a kid they were projecting anywhere from 4 to 17. I think he lands here 6 with Orlando. They like the combination of his ball handling ability, 6.2 assists per game, and his scoring ability, 18 points a game at NC State. He is 6'3", with the ideal size and explosiveness you want out of the position. He's got to really just create shots and create for the team. And Orlando really doesn't have that point guard that has the combination of explosiveness to get to the rim and the ability to actually shoot a shot. And that's what Dennis Smith brings to the table. I think it's an ideal fit for them at 6.
Fair enough. With the Magic at 6, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're going to go a different direction here. A little, not a little, 6'10", shooting forward, power forward out of Florida State, Jonathan Isaac. I think he's a guy that could have the highest ceiling in this draft. I'm not saying he's the most talented, but the highest ceiling on a pro level in the NBA.
Absolutely. No, I could definitely see that. Add the versatility next to Nikolai Vukovic. Get that stretch 4 out there where you can give him more room to bang on the block. I do feel like they already have that guy, though, in Aaron Gordon, because he's not really a small forward. He's more of that undersized power forward with the high leaping ability and the good, off-ball defense. But I do understand taking the pick there with the talent. You just don't pass on the talent.
I just love his potential. Love. And, at that point, it depends on, are you drafting for your need or are you drafting best talent available?
Right, and I could see that as drafting best talent available. I think that Orlando's going to be a little more conservative and they'll go need. And Dennis Smith is a pretty safe guard. Like, no matter what, he's going to be a quality NBA player, even if he doesn't become a superstar.
There's a reason why he's on the thumbnail. You know what I mean? He's the guy that I don't think enough people are talking about.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. They're really not. They're really not. So, Rob, since you just who do you got at 7 going to Minnesota?
And Minnesota is where I have Dennis Smith going.
Okay.
Yeah, for all the reasons I think it's best talent and fits a good need for the Timberwolves.
Right. Brian?
I'm on board with Rob. We got Dennis Smith going to Minnesota.
Yeah, see,
We crammed together for this.
You really
Yeah,
did.
we
We
did.
had to cram to match your experience.
Well, see, I am leaning a different direction in this because I don't think they need the point guard necessarily. They have Zach LaVine. 6'6" point guard, handles the ball very well, more of a ball distributor than he is a scorer, but can score. They also have Ricky Rubio, who is a true point guard. He can't shoot, breaks down a defense. All he does is distribute the basketball. They need more scoring punch there, and I have Malik Monk actually falling to them at 7 in this scenario, and he's the ideal fit. They needed shooting. Malik Monk can shoot the rock.
Could go there, yeah.
They need a guy who can create his own shot and get it, whatever. They need a guy who's not afraid to take the shot at the end of the game. Malik Monk does all those things. He proved it in college because he was that guy on Kentucky that took the last shot every game, anytime, every time.
Right.
So Malik Monk there is just, it seems like just a match made in heaven if it falls this way at 7 for Minnesota. Now, everyone's favorite dysfunctional franchise, the New York Knicks. Brian, who you got?
This is where I got Jonathan Isaac going. I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen with Porzingis, but apparently there's lots of trade rumors, so maybe bringing in a forward like Jonathan Isaac can help that offense, as dysfunctional as that organization is.
Yeah, it's very dysfunctional. I mean, he's definitely a talent to go there at 8. Who do you got, Rob?
This is where I got Monk going.
You got Monk going here. A lot of people have Monk going here.
I just, the most electrifying player in this draft going to MSG. Not that I'm a big fan of the New York Knickerbockers, but I think it'd be a good fit.
It definitely could be a good fit. They need the score. They could use that additional scoring punch on the outside. I mean, you do have Melo there. You do already have Porzingis there. Porzingis ain't going nowhere. I would see Melo going before Porzingis goes anywhere because that's your future.
Well, I think they work in tandem, him and Porzingis.
Absolutely.
Being, you know what I mean? I think that's going to breathe life into that struggling franchise.
I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening if he falls there. This is my landing spot for Lonzo Ball. This is where Lonzo Ball ends up in New York.
That makes sense, man.
At 8.
Wow.
And here's why. This isn't even going to be Phil making the decision. This is purely ownership driven. This is purely James Dolan saying, oh, no, he's coming here now. And we're taking our guy. So he falls there at 8. I mean, it's a great fit for New York. They need a true point guard. They have no one that can really run the show there. Derrick Rose did not work out last year. They're not bringing him back in free agency. They're going to let him go to Minnesota and be a backup there. It's just a better fit it's a better fit for both teams because New York, he's got the ego for New York. He's got the moxie and the swag. It's a perfect market for the big baller brand. And more importantly, there's no pressure here in New York because he's not going to be the savior.
You
This
don't think there's going
franchise
to be
is
no
down
pressure?
in flames. No, this franchise already looked at as going down in flames. There's no pressure whatsoever. No one has any expectations for this team. This is like a win-win for everyone for him to fall to 8 to the Knicks.
I mean, I feel like if he's going to go into MSG, they're going to see Lonzo Ball as the savior, and he's going to, on top of his father, he's going to be out of pressure there.
Not at all. New York Knicks because New York Knicks fans are very intelligent basketball fans, and they already see the dysfunction that Phil is creating. They have no trust in Phil. Even though they might love the kid and they think the kid's got promise, the first thought in their head is, oh, no, how are we going to fuck this up?
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's the first thought in any Knicks fan's head. So, therefore, there's no pressure there. They're not even looking at – even Knicks fans don't think this team's a playoff team. And this team, if it played a little bit better early, would have been. They missed the playoffs by like 4 games last year.
Real quick, Brian, before we go to pick number 8 from you, and then we'll take a break. We'll come back, pick up the rest of the 6 picks on the other side. 'Cause we're covering the lottery picks. We don't want to bore you with the long-ass mock draft. We're focusing on really what's the crunch, what's the meat of this draft coming up. Frank Vespi chimes in on Facebook. Top 3, but there's a possibility that he could fall to 5, meaning the aforementioned Lonzo Ball. Mikey Kleinkoff, our partner in arms, it's down on the beach. He chimes in from, I think he's in Long Beach Island. I'm not sure where he's at.
I think that's where he wound up going.
Anyway, everybody from Trenton and Hamilton goes to LBI.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
Yeah, exactly. People south from here go to Sea Isle.
Damn right.
Kleinkoff's pretty steadfast that he's going top 3, and he's going to go to L.A. where his daddy wants him. So
I don't see it, my friend. I don't see it. De'Aaron Fox is a better player. He proved it in the tournament. Heads up.
No doubt, no doubt. So, Brian, before we hit the break, who's number 8 to the Knicks?
Oh, I thought I already gave it.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry.
Jonathan Isaac.
Then I missed it. My bad.
All good.
Oopsies. That's because it's Lonzo Ball going to the Knicks. You know what I mean? It's just too exciting.
Well, I'll just skip ahead and talk to you about the stash, the soap stash. They're the new soap standard, and they're overflowing with more product than ever to choose from, including new product that's going to have CDC oils in it, which is great for mood, alleviating depression. It's just great for your skin if you want to treat it with the best nutrients possible and feel clean with the only soap you'll ever need. Contact Soap Stash today for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. Give them a call, 844-890-3197. Look them up online, soapstash.com, or to order your bars, and they're hot. They're priced very, very cheaply. Handmade soaps. Go to Facebook, Soapstash, LLC. You can check out their funny-ass posts where they're going to be selling in person. If you'd rather buy in person, they announce their events, or you can message them and put in your orders. Do it today, people. Soap Stash. On the other side, we'll finish up the mock draft, maybe cover any news leading up to the draft, any trade rumors, so on and so forth. This is Fantasy Dominance Now here on A2DRadio.com.
Ooh.
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real talk, A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet. Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
You're listening to Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com.
Can't play country music during an NBA show. It's just not a good fit. Oh, no, this is gospel. Okay, very much fits it. All right, we're good. Welcome back. Fantasy Dominance Now. HUDRadio.com is the only place you can catch us. We are Brian Daly, Doug Pitchford, Rob Povey, and Matt Tsutsuti on the ones and twos. Mikey Kleinkoff off this week, chilling at the beach, you bastard.
Is this what they play at the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster before they pass out all the weed? Just saying.
Very well could be. Very well could be. Hey, if you want in on the dominance, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You search A2DRadio.com. If you got specific fantasy questions, we're here for you, man. We'll give you specific answers right away, live on the show, or after the fact if you're watching on the replay. Just tweet at us, hashtag AskFDN.
Yes, sir.
So, one rumor I want to get into real quick for this NBA draft. Sam Amico reports the Pistons' number 12 pick might be in play for the Lakers. The Pistons are said to be looking to move their number 12 overall pick, and sources have told Amico Hoops the Pistons and Lakers may have already connected on this, and of course announce it the day of, because you were even saying officially the Celtics-Sixers pick isn't absolutely official, even though it's a lot.
Well, no, it's official now.
Oh.
They've made it. The league made it official yesterday afternoon that trade went down. So that trade is now official. The Lakers might just be playing coy here. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a move. Traded a D'Angelo Russell for the 12 pick. That would probably be not a bad decision, or Jordan Clarkson or someone to that nature. One of their many guards. Trade them out, pick up that pick, Larry Nance Jr. There's a number of quality players they could trade out for that particular pick. And I can see why. I mean, there's a lot of talent that you can grab there at the 12 spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we're getting there. We finished off with pick number 8. So let's dive right back into it, boys. Doug, as the foremost expert here, who do you got going 9 to the Dallas Mavericks, correct?
Yep. The Dallas Mavericks picking 9. I have them picking the next Dirk Nowitzki to go learn under Dirk Nowitzki, and that's Lauri Markkanen, the forward from Arizona. I mean, this kid is legit, man. He's I believe he's 6'10", and he's got touch. Great shooting stroke.
7 foot even.
7 foot even better. I didn't think he was a true 7-footer. Shoots over 40% from the 3.
According to this. Tom Arnone's no notes. I'm hashtag all notes.
Right?
Hey, man, sometimes you need notes, bro. You can't remember everything. Shit, even I need notes. I don't remember everything. But no, this kid's a sharpshooter, though. Shooting well over 40% from the 3. He's got a little bit of a back-to-the-basket game. Doesn't have that Dirk floater yet, that Dirk one-legged, fall-away jumper. But guess what? Going to Dallas, he definitely will learn it real fast. I think it's an ideal fit. This kid has the potential to be a big-time scorer from the perimeter as a 7-footer. I just think it makes sense. It's a marriage almost. Like if Dallas doesn't pull the trigger on this, if he's there, they're fools.
I hear you, and I hear that line of thinking. And right when you said, the next protege for Dirk Nowitzki, I thought you were going to go with my guy, but that's a very logical pick. I'm actually going with another fellow Eastern European, this case from France, in Frank Tilkina. I think I got that name right. I think the N silent.
I believe it's correct.
But, he's a high IQ basketball player with remarkable perimeter defensive skills and great game time management talents.
Yeah, no, he absolutely is. He's a very, very quality point guard in this draft. Young kid, too. I believe he's 22, 23 years old. He is from France, so, you do have to worry about maybe a little bit of the EuroLeague thing. Maybe he's not going to be able to shoot well enough, but supposedly this kid's got a dynamite jumper, 3-point specialist, and he is a true point guard. He runs the show, spaces the floor, can break down a defense if need be. I have him going very shortly in this draft as well. But Brian, who do you got going to Dallas first before we get into where I think Frank's going?
I got Lauri Markkanen going to the Mavericks.
That's nice. A guy that I passed up on a couple of draft boards that I was looking at, researching, had him even higher than this or whatnot, possibly going to Orlando. So that's a logical pick.
Yeah, I mean, he's like I said, it makes a lot of sense. It's a marriage there, especially if he falls to 9 to Dallas. You have to take that pick because it's a safe pick. You don't have to rush the guy. More importantly, the guy's learning from a future Hall of Famer. Like I don't see where there's a downside there. Guys who have very similar games.
It doesn't sound like a downside at all. It actually sounds like you're just, in a sense, extending Dirk Nowitzki and bringing in this kid if he plays the way that Dirk plays.
Absolutely. Well, they have very similar games and how they approach the game and what their actual offensive games are. I just see it just makes sense to me. I don't see how you don't pull the trigger if you're Dallas. At 10 is where I actually have Frank Tilkina going. Because this is a great fit for Sacramento. If they do keep both those picks, you utilize the second pick, you get your point guard of the future, kid that can grow alongside of Zach Collins. It's a quality pick here. You can't go wrong with this guy. I think he's going to be a future All-Star. More importantly, he was mentored by Tony Parker. Personally mentored by Tony Parker since the age of 16 or 17 on the French U17 team. So this kid can play.
Now, I believe you had at 5 to the Sacramento Kings, you had Zach Collins going there, correct?
Correct.
If the Kings keep at 10, according to my draft board, that means Zach Collins is still available. So they pick him up there for all the reasons you said before.
Ah, nice.
So in a sense, they get Tatum and Collins. They might win the draft if that works out that way.
If that works out that way, they definitely win the draft. But again, I don't see Tatum being there, which is why I think they jump on Collins early.
Yep.
You see, I at 5, I had him taking Jason Tatum because they need somebody at the forward position. This is where I have him taking. I'm not even going to attempt his name. The guard out of Strasbourg.
Well,
so you get
France,
you get the two. You get the forward position covered, and you get the guard. You get the forward and the guard position taken care of in the first 10 picks. So, I think either way, that's a win for Sacramento walking out.
Absolutely, getting a big man and getting a big man or a front court player in general, and getting a point guard of the future. Absolutely. I think it is. Honestly, though, I really have a feeling they're going to make a deal here and move up to where Boston is at 3. I just have the feeling that that's the move that's going to be done because I really do think that that Jimmy Butler ends up in Boston when this draft's all said and done.
Now, what happens?
Talk about that. They talk about rumors and buzz. Yeah,
that's the move.
So, we're saying that Josh Jackson is a lock for Boston, is a perfect fit for their system. What happens if this deal does go through and Boston drops to number 10?
Well, Boston would pick up 5 and 10. They're not
5 and 10.
They pick up 5 and 10, and at that point, Sacramento moved up. They moved up to take Tatum. Phoenix isn't going to take Josh Jackson. Phoenix again is going to end up if that's the case, and Tatum's not on the board there for Phoenix. They probably end up taking either Jonathan Isaac from Florida State, or they take Malik Monk. And they just go with the undersized guard. And they just go with the undersized guard rotation and try and move Eric Bledsoe after the draft.
Well, I mean, it just seems like Josh Jackson is a lock for this Boston team, and the trade down even further, even if you're getting 2 more first-round picks, that seems kind of silly to me.
Not at all, because you're stockpiling even more picks. Now you have 5 and 10. Guess what? You can turn around and trade 10. You can trade one of those 2018 first-round picks. You could trade one of those 2019 first-round picks. And now you got Jimmy Butler. And you still have the 5 pick.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's better. That's better than any 2 players you can draft at 5 and 10. That's better than taking Josh Jackson at 3.
I mean, I feel like that's something that Boston needs too, is a little more veteran presence, especially from a guy like Jimmy Butler.
That's what I'm saying, Jimmy Butler. I mean, and even with that trade scenario and picking up Jimmy Butler, you can still go out and sign Gordon Hayward because you got the cap space.
Okay, I guess I see that now.
Apparently, Jimmy Butler is reportedly pushing for a trade to Cleveland.
Absolutely, because he wants to go win and play for a ring, and Paul George is politicking and bullshitting.
Absolutely.
Well, no, Jimmy Butler is the more ideal trade candidate of the 2 because he's got 2 years left on his deal, whereas Paul George is done after this coming season.
Sure.
So there's a little bit more value to Jimmy Butler versus Paul George.
Well, absolutely. Right. You have 2 years guaranteed with Jimmy Butler.
Right.
You have Paul George probably one and done because he's already came out his face and said he wants to go to L.A.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot more value there.
Absolutely. 3 first-round picks gets it done. It works for Indiana, too, or Chicago, too. You get 3 first-round picks to help rebuild this franchise.
And they need it.
Exactly.
Si, senor. I'll go at 11, Charlotte.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where you talked about Markkanen.
Yeah, McCannon.
The R is silent. Okay.
Yeah.
Lauri Markkanen, 7-footer, power forward out of Arizona. This is where I see him going to Charlotte. A lot of people call him the Finnish Larry Bird. So that's high praise already. And certainly, Dirk Nowitzki light kind of esque or whatever. So, I mean, maybe Dallas takes him at 9 potentially, but I think he'll fall to Charlotte right there. I think it fits a need and his best talent at that point.
I can agree with that. I actually, with the way my draft board shook out, I actually have them taking Jonathan Isaac at 11 to Florida State. Best talent on the board, fits a huge need too. They need that bigger. They need that 6'11" frame that can that can shot block, protect the rim, pull down rebounds. More importantly, he can score both on the perimeter and with his back to the basket, and that's something they've sorely lacked. As we watched the disintegration of Al Jefferson there in Charlotte. So, definitely a much-needed offensive presence up front. What say you, Brian?
Well, I tell you what, we all have forwards going to Charlotte, but I have Zach Collins going to Charlotte here.
I can see that if he's on the board. Yeah, they need that center, power forward, back to the basket guy, that could step out, shoot a jumper.
Yeah.
I think, if Sacramento doesn't grab him at 10, I think Charlotte's got to swoop him up in that scenario. Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I think that's a situation where Charlotte's going to go after best available versus need.
Right, which is always smart. It's always smart.
Well, that is kind of, and it fits. It just so happens to fit a need, too. The best available probably will be some big man of some type, and they need. That was a win.
Yeah, that's a true point. Yep.
At 12, I got to Detroit, and this is kind of like a consensus through like anyone's mock draft that I've seen so far. Donovan Mitchell of the shooting guard from Louisville. It's a kid that can create his own shot. He's a three-point specialist. He can get to the basket. He won't be denied his shot either, and that's a big thing for Detroit, especially with probably the impending loss of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who's probably going to leave through free agency. It's just the most ideal fit for them. They need that guy, especially because he's probably a little bit better of a scorer than Pope, but not as good a defensive player. So,
yeah, case in point.
Yeah.
I hear you. To be different, Luke Kennard. I think that would be a good fit there. 6'6" shooting guard out of Duke. Another experience, sort of just ahead of the curve in terms of maturity, in terms of pro-style game. As a shooter, he's absolutely was one of the best in college basketball last season. I think that could really serve them well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He definitely could stroke it. My only question in Detroit is, can they keep that locker room together and become a cohesive unit? I know there's been some rumblings and some issues there with Stan Van Gundy because he seems just to work his way out of great situations, time and time again. You know what I mean? A lot of disgruntledness there between him and Reggie Jackson, between him and Andre Drummond. So, that's kind of more like what's going on there behind closed doors more than it is the talent on the floor.
But I agree with you, Doug. I think this is where Donovan Mitchell's going to go. He's going to go to Detroit.
Yeah, I could see it, man. I mean, again, he's just a guy. He's a guy who's a winner. He's not a small dude, but he's a small dude. He's only 6'3", but 6'10" arms, so he can guard the position. I love the versatility he has in his game with being able to shoot and take it to the rim. If they keep the pick.
See, I think Kennard gets pigeonholed into being that, pure three-point shooter, but I think he can score on all three levels pretty well. He's a good ball handler. I think overall his game's pretty solid across all facets. He's not going to lock down Russell Westbrook. I mean, don't get it twisted, but I think if you have both available there at that point, Kennard and Mitchell, I'm just going to go with Kennard just based on my eye test.
Fair enough. I like Mitchell a little bit. I love Kennard's shooting ability more, but I do like Mitchell's overall game a little bit more. I think he brings more to the table than Kennard does, and he can play. I think he can play better defense in the NBA. I don't think Kennard has the athleticism to stay with a lot of two guards in the league.
Again, listen to this guy. I mean, not that I don't know my shit, but you know it a little bit better.
I do like Kennard though. He is a shooter. He's definitely gonna be a first round pick regardless.
Yeah,
but yeah, he ain't going in the lottery though. Not like a lot of people think. At 13 to Denver, this is another pick that could be up in the air, potentially moving around depending on who you're talking to. But if they stay in this pick, I have them taking OG Anunoby. The forward from Indiana, the freshman forward out of Indiana. I think this kid has a chance to be something special as long as he comes back from his injury.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, he had torn knee ligaments back in January in Indiana. He was well on his way to becoming a top 10 pick easy. 6'8", 6'8" small forward wing player, can do a little bit of everything. He can shoot, rebound, block shots. He defends all three perimeter positions. You can't ask for something better than that. Long arms, and he's just getting better. Like all you saw was month to month, game to game for this season. You just saw a kid getting better every day. And any kid that you see that can make those types of leaps on a daily basis, a game-to-game basis, on a weekly basis, those are kids you want on your team because that's just nothing but potential there.
Not bad. Actually, this is where I have the Nuggets taking Luke Kennard, shooting guard out of Duke. I mean, you can't really go wrong with a Coach K kid.
No, you can't go wrong with a Coach K kid. He really can. I mean, he's a very good player. Again, very good shooter. I could easily see him going to Denver. I just feel Anunoby is just a better fit just for the position he plays. They need that small forward position. You know, Wilson Chandler's getting older. He's not the same player he used to be. Danilo Gallinari at this stage in his career can no longer play that, you know, extra big 6'10" small forward spot anymore. He's more of that stretch 4 now in today's NBA because he can stay with them athletically. He can't stay with with the small forwards athletically anymore. You know, he's just more of an ideal fit, and he helped bring up the perimeter defense as well, which is, you know, a big bugaboo for the Nuggets.
I feel you. I feel you. A center power forward, I think, could help them as well out of Wake Forest. I mean, a lot of people have him later on in their draft boards, but I'm going to go with John Collins, the second Collins, in the top 14 in the lottery picks.
Like it.
6'9", 225 pounds. Reminds me of Tractor Trailer.
You got to add another bill on there for that, though.
But did you know that he had the highest player efficiency rating in college basketball last season?
I did not know that.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people might be sleeping on him on their mock drafts.
Well, it's because of his size. You know,
Yeah.
he's 6'9". He's a 6'9" power forward. You know what I mean? You don't equate 6'9" and power forward. But in today's NBA, as long as you have the athleticism and the work ethic, you could definitely work out with it. I believe, didn't he lead NCAA in double doubles this year as well? John Collins from Wake Forest.
It sounds like he did. I'll check it out if they have it listed here under his bio.
I know it was either him or there was another undersized power forward that led NCAA in double doubles this year.
He made 62% of his shots. So, and he was one of the best rebounders in college hoops, especially on the offensive glass. So, you know, in terms of that double-double.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's good. One less thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but no, that's an intriguing play there. I could see that too because they do need a front court help. Though I would say they would need more of a true center with Nikola Djokovic there at that 4 spot as that stretch 4 and probably honestly their best player on their team right now. You know, he's not really a true center, but he does have the size to be. So I mean, that's a talent pick though. That's a good pick regardless. You know.
Sure.
I could definitely see it going either way. All right, so then I guess we're at the end of the lottery now. Miami's at 14, man.
The last money pick.
Last money pick. Where are you going?
I'm going with your boy Donovan Mitchell here to Miami.
Not a bad pick. I don't think he'll even be there, but that's a good pick. That's still a good pick regardless. He's a quality player.
Yeah, if he is still there, then that's a lock. Yeah.
I don't know about that though. I like the guy. And a lot of mock drafts I've seen him going with him here, and I kind of agree with it. Brian, who do you got?
I got OG Anunoby. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
I got him going to Miami.
There's those hockey pronouncing skills. Brian Daly, Hockey Happy Hour, 3:00.
Yeah, I mean, if he's there at 14, I definitely see him over the guy who I have there. But obviously, I have him going a spot ahead, which is why I have Justin Jackson, the second Jackson, going in this first round, going to North Carolina, out of the University of North Carolina.
Are there 5 in this draft?
There's probably 30 in this draft. It's Jackson, bro.
Oh, Jackson 5. But anyway.
I didn't see where you went there. Nice. But
that was one of my corny jokes.
It's okay. I saw it.
Well, yeah, because you're used to it.
I'm used to it, too.
Here's my question. Do you go with him even if Donovan Mitchell's still on the board based on their team needs?
Based on team need, yes. You're talking about a kid who's a career 37% shooter from 3. He's 6'9". You know, the Bulls were 24th in the NBA in shooting and 3-point shooting last year. You're bringing a kid who's 6'9", who's a 6'9" small forward, great athleticism, who shoots 37% who shot 37% as a junior and improved his 3-point shot every year he was in college.
Right. So they might be more of a forward in terms of looking, but if they do go with the guard and Mitchell, he's an absurd athlete as well. Just reading this here, his wingspan is 8.75 inches longer than his height, which is just shy of 6'2". I mean, that's when you see that, in terms of keeping defenders away. I don't know if hand checks are still allowed in the NBA. But,
not anymore.
Yeah, but maybe you sneak out, you get some distance or whatever, a little harder to get up and block that shot. Has a higher release point.
Oh, absolutely. Not to mention, he reminds me a lot of a guy we all know and love by the name of Rajon Rondo. Mm-hmm. Rajon Rondo has 7-foot arms. He's only about 6'3".
Right.
Everyone, that's part of the reason why he stuck around the NBA for as long as he has. He's a great on-ball defender because you can't get around him.
You just can't do it.
So I'm trying to picture this. It's just weird looking in my head.
Well, it's
Like
kind
these
of
guys with these super long arms.
yeah. I mean,
Kind
Michael
of freaks me out a little
like
bit.
Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is 6'6". Michael Jordan had the wingspan of about 7'4". It's what made him such a great on-ball defender. Scottie Pippen was a legitimate 6'9", almost 6'10". He had about 7'8" arms, 7'7" arms. Like, you could not get around that. Like, literally, they could stand straight up and their knuckles could hit the ground, like they're knuckle draggers. Patrick Ewing style.
His words, not mine.
Like, that's just kind of like the ridiculously long arms. That's what helps play into the NBA, man. If you're not the most athletically gifted guy, if you got really, really long arms and you know how to, and you have good footwork, or you know how to move your feet, guess what? You have a long NBA career, man. That's all you need.
Doesn't look like I have any kind of an NBA career. My arms are short.
I had decently long arms for my size, but I'm not fast enough, and they're not long enough.
Really quick, I just got this report via ESPN's Ramona Shelburne. It's unlikely the Lakers trade out of the second overall selection, even though there have been inquiries about it. Of course there are.
Of course.
You know what
You're
I mean?
picking number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of I think you were talking earlier in the show, the potentiality of Lakers trading down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, not very likely.
maybe they're just standing firm right now. You know what I mean? And we'll talk a little turkey when it comes to Thursday night. Luke Kennard, who I talked about before, his stock is rising. Scouts see Kennard projecting favorably as an offensive player, one who shot 49% as a sophomore, including 43.8% from the three-point line. That will likely get him into the lottery. Yeah, it's not really. That's just a little bit of news going around in terms of from the sporting news. The Suns trying to acquire that number 2 pick from the Lakers. The Lakers have expressed now, according to this report, 2 from ESPN, now the Lakers have expressed interest in trading down from the 2 spot, and the Phoenix Suns have emerged as the most likely trade partner. So, which is it? They're totally freaking playing cloak and daggers, man. You're right.
It's all cloak and dagger, man. But see, that's an interesting scenario, though, with the Suns looking to move up to 2. Because the Suns moving up to 2 tells me that they're concerned that the Lakers might take Tatum at 2.
Right.
Because they know they're not sold on Ball.
Right.
And they know they're not going to get Josh Jackson because he's gone at 3.
Right.
So this makes a lot more sense for the Lakers. And this could be a scenario where they actually get Lonzo Ball anyway. They trade, flip-flop picks with Phoenix. Maybe you take back an Eric Bledsoe or a player to that caliber that they're looking to dump off anyway, or you take an additional first-round pick, and you still get your guy. You still get Lonzo Ball.
I think that's a win-win.
That is a win-win.
If you out there want a win-win, well, I have a question for you. Have you ever wanted the ultimate driving experience? Well, then go to BMW of Atlantic City. It's easy to get to. Minutes off exit 37 on the Parkway, located at 6137 Black Horse Pike, specifically Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey. You can give them a call, 609-568-9200, or check them out online, BMWAtlanticCity.com. Check to see if they're having any monthly specials. BMW of Atlantic City.
That sounds like a win-win.
Get in one today. On the other side, we're shifting gears from the hard court, going to the baseball diamonds, specifically the fantasy baseball diamonds. This is Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com.
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
You're listening to Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com.
And welcome back to today's Fantasy Dominance Now, Hour 2. He's Brian Daly. He's Doug Pitchford. I'm Rob Povia. Matt Tsutsudi is on the ones and twos. And if you want to become part of dominance that we have here at FDN, there's a couple ways to do that. Follow, like us on our page on Facebook, a2dradio.com. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, or subscribe. Actually, do all these things. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Very good.
And get notifications of shows.
Very good.
Just search a2dradio.com. If you got specific questions for us, tweet us up with the hashtag AskFDN. I'll check the hashtag here in a little bit, see if we got any questions flowing in. But for now, we're leaving basketball. I shared this link in a lot of basketball groups. If you're wondering, maybe you're just tuning in why the hell we're talking about baseball, you can go back on YouTube to the beginning of the show, get your basketball. We did an awesome mock draft led by my man here, Doug Pitchford. A lot of basketball information, latest news, buzzworthy stuff. Go back to the beginning of the show or stay with us live and then catch it on the replay from the beginning. This segment is being brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants. Give them a call, schedule an appointment, 215-369-3300. So, guys, let's just dive right into ad recommendations. We'll start on the batter's side. Who's your biggest pickup this week?
For me, it's no more than outfielder Dexter Fowler, who is finally starting to find a swing. In the last 7 games, he's batting just under 500. He's got 7 singles. He's got 4 home runs, 11 RBIs in the last 7 games. Caught stealing twice, unfortunately. No stolen bags on his part, but starting to find a swing again, I think.
Not bad. Not bad. Mine is a guy you just added.
65% owned, so he's available in 45% of leagues. So
Yes. This guy, my guy's owned only in 48% of leagues, according to ESPN. ESPN leagues. And that's Cameron Maben, former New York Mets farmhand. He's raking right now. 9 for his last 27 over his last 7 games, including 2 extra base hits. 5 strikeouts over that time, but he does have 2 stolen bases. More importantly, he's been on fire since coming off the DL, man. Oh, my goodness. Dude's got 8 stolen bases since coming back off the DL and has scored 12 runs in about 9 games, in 9 games played. Just killing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's his true value. Runs scored, stolen bases. I mean, the hitting is nice while it's coming.
Right.
But if you're picking him up solely for batting average, I think you can expect that to come down a little bit from this hot run that he's been on.
He's been on fire, though.
But, yeah, he's been on fire. I mean, maybe he found a stroke. Hitting coach worked with him a little bit, tweaked his mechanics, but or his technique in the batter's box. But I still, that value on the base pass, scoring runs, is, I wouldn't exactly say second to none, but second to none on the waiver wire.
Yeah, second to none on the wire.
Right. I'm gonna recommend a pair of twins, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
First one being Eduardo Escobar. He's third base eligible, also shortstop eligible, and DH eligible if your league plays with a DH slot. If you can find someone better to pick up at third that is 12% owned, and as I said, is also shortstop eligible, please let me know. I'll stop. Let me know. Because I don't think you're going to get a better guy that's hot right now, roughly about 45 points in the last week in our scoring league, Doug and Brian. Yep. He also just started at second base, so he may gain eligibility there when the Twins decide to rest Dozier. Playing time may be a concern with Jorge Polanco's return from the bereavement list, but I think that as long as that bat stays hot, the Twins are going to find a spot for the super utility man there.
Absolutely.
The other twin I'll be short-winded about, Eddie Rosario, outfield eligible, only 3% owned. He's been maybe not quite as hot as Escobar, but a tick less, and I'm talking a half a tick less. Also very red hot, pretty solidified in that lineup too.
Yeah, I would say so.
A 3% guy that's getting regular playing time money.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're in those deeper leagues, jump on Rosario.
I mean, unfortunately, that team as a whole is starting to come back down to reality a little bit, but these guys are swinging hot bats right now, these two specifically.
Right.
Yeah. No, they definitely are. They definitely are.
Yep. I got more. If I don't want to step on any of you guys' toes, though. I always like you to go first, so I can talk less.
Very good. No, but there's a couple guys out there still. I'm really high on Trey Mancini, Baltimore Orioles DH first baseman outfielder.
Number 2 on my list.
Yeah, 2 home runs, 5 RBIs
Technically 3
over his last 7.
Yep.
Technically 3. I mean, more importantly, those 6 extra base hits over the course of that span. To the 5 RBIs. He does have 10 strikeouts to 1 walk, though, so that is a concern there. As long as the bat stays hot, you want him, but second the bat cools off, you got to dump him. He's one of those guys, you grab him for a while, he's blazing, and then you just cut bait because he's gonna kill you on the strikeouts on the back end.
As a lot of people have done so far, up 30% in ownership in the last 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's actually a little bit more long-term than you're giving him credit for, not because of who he is and the way you described him, because you did that impeccably, right? But Buck Showalter came out and said last Saturday that Chris Davis, with that oblique injury, is unlikely to return in the next 3 weeks, so Mancini is locked in starting at first base. He was already seeing regular playing time anyway between left field and DH, but now with even that more opportunity, I'll give an uptick to a guy that just has that regular starting time for fantasy purposes as a bench guy that if one of your starters is out, your first baseman maybe Jose Abreu, Anthony Rizzo is on a maintenance day, you can plug in Mancini and maybe even put him in a utility spot while he's on this tear.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no question about that. I definitely would do that. A couple more guys real quick just to throw out there. Multiple position eligibility, second, third base, outfield eligibility. These two guys, Chris Taylor and Brandon Drury. I'm not going to give you huge power numbers. Either guy, Taylor over his last 7, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs, 6 runs scored. Drury, homer, 5 RBIs, 3 doubles in that span. Only the 1 run scored. But again, I mean, these are two guys that are just, contact hitters, get more on base type of deal. For the latter as well, too, Chris Taylor has 4 stolen bases over that span, so starting to show off his speed.
Oh, yeah.
And his more versatility.
Very fast on the base pass. But I have a quick question for you about Mr. Taylor. You still think he's better than Cody Bellinger?
I still think he's a better hitter than Cody Bellinger. Yes, I don't think he's. Yeah, I mean, obviously he doesn't have the power. I don't buy it. I don't buy his bat whatsoever. I see too many holes in his swing. I just think right now he's hot and he's locked in.
20 homers in his first 60 plate appearances in the bigs.
I mean, didn't Trevor Story do that last year? Look where he's now. Look at him now.
Yeah. Look. What about Gary Sanchez? What about Aaron Judge this year? I mean, I don't know. I think there's more cases for positive than negative.
I'm not saying. I'm not saying the power is not for real. The power is for real. The power is not in question. The batting average is what's in question. I don't think he's going to stay hitting. What is he? I think he's hitting 300. Am I not mistaken?
269.
269?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna go back down to what it was a couple weeks ago when he was in the 230s. That's just the type of guy he is. He's not gonna be a huge batting average guy. If his average stays around the 260s, that's probably par for his course for him.
65 Ks and 193 at bats. It's not terrible. It's not awesome. I don't know. I mean, I look at the OPS. Even his on base at 340, that's okay. I'll take a little lower batting average as long as he's getting on base because he does have 21 walks on the season. So roughly about 3-to-1 ratio strikeout to walk.
Yeah, but it's still about a 32% strikeout rate. I'm never a fan of the guy with a 32% strikeout rate. I mean, power hitters, it's understood they're going to have a higher strikeout rate anyway because they're just up there to mash. But again, I mean, I don't think he could sustain this 340 on base. I don't think he could sustain the 369 average. That's the thing.
We'll see. I don't know. I mean, we'll agree to disagree on this. I just think Cody Bellinger is the better player of the two.
I disagree. I think. No. He's a better player of the two, but I think the better hitter of the two is Chris Taylor. I think his batting average is a lot more for real than Cody Bellinger's.
Fair enough. Brian, any hot ads?
I think I may have one of the hottest ads to date in the month of June, and that's Jackie Bradley Jr. of the Boston Red Sox, who's been swinging a hot bat.
Fire.
He is on fire. He's got 3 homers. He's got 5 doubles, a triple just in the month of June to bring his average way up to 261. It still sounds low, but, with the slow start that Jackie Bradley has had, you want to see this in the month of June. Just in the last 7 days alone, he has 5 singles, 3 doubles, 1 triple, a home run, 4 RBIs. Struck out 4 times to 1 walk. I mean, you're still going to see your strikeouts from JBJ, but, for the most part, he's swinging a very, 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 very hot bat right now.
Across all categories, good play. And a lot, like you said, based on that cold start, a lot of owners gave up on him. He's back up to 73% owned, but, really this guy should be owned at least in the 80s.
Yeah,
I agreed. He was a top prospect in the Red Sox organization for a long time. I think we're starting to see him, start to bloom a little bit.
Right. This is a real deep one. If you're in like a 14, 15, 16 team league, Jose Perella, second base, outfielder eligible, only 12% owned. He's got an impressive slash line here, 354, 436, 625, and now has 7 multi-hit showings through just 12 games in the majors. Perella also posted a 1,022 OPS through 48 games with AAA El Paso, so this just isn't a situation where pitchers are unfamiliar with him. He has the track record. He checks out as a low-risk lottery ticket, get the combination with the NBA at this stage of the game, really. So, in a 12-team, keep an eye on him, but anything higher than that, I would definitely swoop him up.
Yeah, you have to swoop him up at this point in anything bigger.
I like my second base outfield eligible guys.
Yeah, they come in clutch, man. Like, I really, that's why I mentioned the 2 that I did earlier in the show.
Yes.
Love the versatility, man. It helps on the fantasy bench, man. It saves bench spots.
Si, senor. Any more batters before we move on to pitchers?
Not that I saw.
Nothing that's really striking out at me. I mean, if Justin Bohr is available in your league because somebody dropped him because he was injured, now he's back and raking again, I'd pick him up ASAP. Rocky, 6 for 12 since coming off the DL, 8 RBI, 2 home runs.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Maybe Steven Souza Jr., who's on a bit of a power tear lately. 3 home runs in his last 6 games. He's racking up 7 RBIs in that same amount of time. His production really hasn't really dropped off like I thought it was going to, which is a good thing. Struck out 5 times, walked 4 times. Like I said, drove in 7 in his last 7, 3 home runs. So, showing off a little bit of power.
Right on. A nice segue onto pitching. We'll go from a non-Doug guy to a total Doug guy, and that's Brandon McCarthy. He's my 2-start pitcher of the week remaining here Tuesday to Sunday. Tonight he goes against our New York Mets. And he's versus Colorado on Sunday, only 55% owned. Now, that seems like, not so favorable matchups, but they are both at home in Chavez Ravine. Both the Mets and Rockies do rank among the top 11 teams in the majors in OPS, and the Mets lead the league in OPS on the road. So, like I said, starting the veteran does come with some risk, but Colorado ranks only 13th in the majors in OPS on the road compared to 5th in OPS at home, so it's those home numbers splits that really inflate the Rockies' overall total for the year. Meanwhile, the Mets place in the bottom half of the majors in both runs scored and batting average in the month of June. I think McCarthy really deserves serious starting consideration in all mixed leagues of at least 12 teams. Definitely in our 10-team league, though, because of the pitching scoring. And I would add him, and not only to stream for the 2-start, but I'd keep a hold of him. I think you agree with me on there.
I definitely agree with you on there. Another guy that would probably be my 2-pitch pitcher this week that's available, it would be Mike Montgomery of the Cubs. Nice 2-start matchup this week, going today against San Diego at home, and then hitting it up Sunday on the road versus the Miami Marlins. Just the ideal 2-start. It's not the most ideal 2-start week. Miami does beat up left-handed pitching a little bit, but based on his track record being Montgomery's, I do like this start as a 2-start week, especially with the propensity for the strikeout that Miami has. Although
those numbers being very sound as they are, Miami does rank in the bottom half of the league in both runs scored and OPS at home in that big cavern they call a stadium. So, that could balance out those numbers. And, certainly you got to pick on the Padres there. They rank among the bottom 2 teams in the majors in runs scored, batting average, and OPS. You pick him up while he's filling in for Hendricks in deep leagues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think he takes that spot personally, but.
Yeah, he should.
He should.
I like him. He's got a good strikeout potential. Definitely.
Much better arm.
Mine is a bit of a stretch.
Stretch.
Bit of a stretch.
Parker Bridwell from the LA Angels.
Ooh, that's a stretch.
That is a stretch. He
deep league.
Made his last start back in May, where he had a 6-inning outing, let up 6 hits, 3 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. Got the W, which is good, but last game that he pitched in was against the New York Yankees on the 14th. Gave up 7 hits, no earned runs, struck out 1, and that was all in 3 2/3. But like I said, it's a stretch. He's supposed to pitch tonight against the Yankees in Yankee Stadium, so hopefully Parker can have a bit of a better game.
Fair enough. Any streamer pitchers for a 1-start this week you guys want to talk about?
Oh, man, there's a couple guys. Couple quality guys to stream this week. One guy who I wouldn't necessarily call him a stream. I would call him an ad, though. And that's a guy I've already done this with, and that's Homer Bailey, Cincinnati Reds. He's well on his way back. Obviously missed basically all of last year with the Tommy John. Missed most of the year before with the Tommy John. I think that with the amount of recovery time he's had, he should be back at 100%. He's been dominating in his minor league rehab assignment, so he's definitely worth an ad. Might not be a stream for the week this week, but definitely worth an ad, period.
Fair enough. Brian, you got anyone's burning?
Not that I can see. I mean, you could probably make
You should?
I should.
I got one guy from your team. Matter of fact.
Really?
Yeah.
Jacob Foria is another guy I'm going to throw out there, too. He's had 3 quality starts in a row.
Brian brought him up last week.
He actually showed up against Detroit. 7
Yes, he
innings,
did.
7 base runners, a run, 9 Ks. He looks pretty impressive. So I definitely pick him up and ride him while he's hot. Obviously, another guy for myself would be Jeff Hoffman for the Colorado Rockies. I just love what this kid's doing. All he's doing out there is going out there, being a gamer, and winning. So I'm picking him up. Roll with it.
Winning.
Well, I can tell you who not to pick up. Anybody in that Baltimore starting rotation right now.
Yeah, no shit.
No, they're
Definitely
garbage.
pick on Chris Tillman in DFS. Maybe if we have time, I'll get to that in a second. No, man, I'm going to stream Nick Pivetta, man. I've liked what I've seen so far going against St. Louis, who has been hitting better over the last 7 days, but overall is still a lineup that I may pick on when I like a pitcher. And Pivetta's only 2% owned. His last time out, anytime a pitcher rolls into Fenway Park and takes on the Red Sox and absolutely dominates, I take notice. In his last start, he fanned 9 over 7 while only walking 2.
And he was going up against Chris Sale in that matchup, too, which was really – I thought that was a lot more impressive.
Exactly. I mean, his seasonal numbers not blowing you away. 4.46 ERA, a 1.6 WHIP, which is way too high. But I think he's starting to get adjusted to the big league game. 24 years old, out of Victoria, British Columbia. Obviously a hockey fan. Hockey Happy Hour, 3 p.m. coming on after us. But in total 7 games so far this year, he's roughly given up about a hit per inning, 18 earned runs, 18 walks to 36 strikeouts. Batting average against 286. So a lot of these numbers may maybe stay away, but in a matchup in a streaming, I'm not adding them long term, but I would definitely roll out with them tomorrow against, being that we're coming live on Tuesday, on Wednesday. If you're listening to us Wednesday afternoon, then do pick them up now. Get them in your lineups tonight.
Yeah.
I do like Jason Hamill, the way he's been pitching lately from the Kansas City Royals. Last 4 starts, he's gone 6+. Has given up 3 or less runs in those 4 games. Got the win out of 4 of them. Striking out a decent amount, but he's still, again, not numbers that are really really sticking out at you. But Jason Hamill's been pretty steady the last few games, especially in June.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had to expect some positive regression. I mean, he does pitch to contact, so that's always troublesome for me. Kind of why I have such a high K value in our league.
Yeah.
I think getting acclimated, I should say, to Kansas City or whatnot, I could expect some better starts to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm recommending this kid as just a straight ad moving forward, and that's Jordan Montgomery, New York Yankees left-hander. Just I'm sold on the kid as a top end starter. I'm sold on him being a middle tier fantasy option at the present moment. Through his last 5 starts, has allowed 4 runs or less through those last 5, and really through his last 10 starts, he's only allowed 4 runs or more only 3 times. He's keeping base runners off. He's keeping guys, off. He's keeping guys from coming across the plate, limiting the home run power. He's just been very consistent, very solid pitcher. I want to see him go a little bit deeper in the games, but he's been, for the most part, going at least 6 innings strong, having done that in 6 of his 10 starts this season. So, I like the kid. I love what I see coming from him. I like it.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. All right, guys, we do have some time. You want to switch over to a little DFS talk?
Sure.
Well, this is being brought to you by the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Give them a call, 856-889-3434. Inquire about their training sessions, privatized coaching, anything to get your son's skills better in baseball, your daughter's skills better in softball. Not saying that men can't play softball and women can't play baseball, but generally you know what I'm speaking about. Go to Scanzano Sports Center today. Look them up online, scanzanosports.com.
No, I do not know what you were speaking.
Hearsay, sir. That's all I talk is hearsay. All right, so we'll start with a nice value play, a buy low pitcher. That I'm going really deep here, as deep as Brian went in his ad recommendations. And I'm going with Francis Marte, Astros right-handed pitcher at Oakland. I always love picking on Oakland in any format, really. He's 6,500 in FanDuel. He's never, obviously, pretty young player, no BVP data, but he definitely makes a good start. He's coming off Yeah, 21 years of age. Definitely a young fireballer. His last start, he went 5 innings, gave up only 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 7 Ks, and that was against the Texas Rangers, who can mash the ball a little bit. So I think I have no problem playing him as a cheap play in FanDuel or DraftKings.
I could see that. I could definitely see that for tonight. I can't go that. I don't think I could go that necessarily cheap tonight. But if you did want to just save some money tonight, you got to go right back to the guy I just mentioned before, Mike Montgomery. 7,300 tonight. At home versus
Also a
San
good
Diego.
Value.
Yeah, I can't go wrong there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely good value. 7,300. Like I said, don't get it twisted. If I had a choice between the two and a 1 SP, I think I save enough money with Montgomery. But if I want to get like a stud, staying away from the chalk in a 2 SP format, then Francis Marte is a lock for my second pick to save money with 6,500.
Absolute. I mean, honestly, though, if I could just say a guy on a lock of the night, I'm just going to give mine early. I'm going with Pineda tonight.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it at home versus LA. No Mike Trout, no problems.
No Mike Trout, no problem. Hey.
I kind of like, as a lock of the night, I kind of like Chris Sale versus Kansas City. I mean, yeah, Kansas City's hitting the ball a lot better than they were earlier in the season, but Chris Sale is still that dominant pitcher, that huge strikeout pitcher that everybody feared in Chicago. He knows his Kansas City lineup like the back of his hand from playing with the White Sox for so long. So, I think there's a huge benefit to, spending maybe a little bit extra money to get Chris Sale.
I could see it, but I don't see it tonight. Yes, he does know that organization and that lineup very, very well. But I also see on the flip side to that, he never really had – he doesn't have those big strikeout numbers against the Kansas City Royals team. They've always been more of a hit-the-contact type of team. They're not a team just to strike out, 10, 12, 15 times in a given game. Doesn't matter who's pitching. So for a team that's to pitch to contact and to spend $12,000 on a starting pitcher, I think that's a little facetious on this night.
Sometimes you get with – being familiar, you get overexposure there and a lot of exposure. So to Doug's point, the Royals have hit Sale well in the past, but Sale even took it up a notch this year. I think he seems like an even different pitcher this season from last. And to your point, Doug, generally a more contact-hitting team, but their strikeout numbers are pretty high per what we've known them to be this year, kind of partially responsible why they're in the toilet this season. And if you look at Sale's K rate this season, it's a career high. Oh, yeah. So I may not go with Sale as a lock of the night. I think he'd be my second best pitcher to roll with today. I say for my – oh, no, what I'm saying there is that it does feed into my fade of the night, which is Royals hitters. I'm going to stay away from the Royals hitters tonight because of all those points I just made.
Truth. I could definitely see that. It makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
A lot of sense. I'm actually just going to look up real quick here off of this nameless website that I'm not going to talk about right now.
Yeah. While you do that, I'll give my fade.
Pineda, I think, is better than Sale in terms of if you're talking 1-2. Right. Sale, I think tonight particularly, maybe Sale never often comes 2 unless you're talking about him and Kershaw, but Kershaw went last night. I think Pineda might be the best play per value, but Sale also pretty good. Go on, Brian.
I was going to say while you were looking that up, I'll give my fade of the night. My fade is kind of a tie. I'm staying away from Arizona and Colorado tonight. You got Greinke going up against the Rockies, and you got Marquez going up against the D-backs. That's going to be a pitcher's duel. I think anybody in that lineup is not going to be a good start for tonight.
I don't see it necessarily that way. I think that game is going to be a little bit higher scoring. I'm actually fading both those starters in that game. I think that the offenses are going to pick it up a little bit more. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be like 10-7 or something like that, or 4. What was last night's score? There was a game. It was like 14-7. It ended, or 16-7, or 16-8 on
went
Sunday.
to bed early. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a track meet game. I can't even think. I was talking with my old man when I saw the score.
Brian, I apologize, man. I put him in this argumentative mood. He was very free flowing until I talked about Cody Bellinger versus Chris Taylor.
all good.
Now
Yeah, you
he's
really did it.
Now he's
You
going to
did it to
disagree
me.
with everything we say now. He's in
That's
disagree
fine.
Doug mode.
Absolutely.
That's
Motherfucker.
fine. Next week I'll just say I told you so.
Hey, that's what I love about this, man. It's so much fun the DFS plays.
Hey, man, that's the beauty of the "I told you so." But yeah,
Exactly.
But nah, man, I just don't see either one of these pitchers having a great night. At
You're
least
fading both?
I'm fading them both
Yep.
just because I just don't see the points. I don't see them.
Fair enough. I never gave my lock the night. I'm going to back up a half stack. I think you got to start Daniel Murphy at 4,000 tonight. Just look, he's going against Edison Volquez, who does have a no-no this year, but we all know that there's some regression there for one Volquez from that start. Looking at the BVP numbers, Daniel Murphy batting 450, 2 doubles. Only 3 strikeouts versus 9 hits and 3 walks. Definitely a great track record against Volquez.
I could see that. That's definitely. I mean, he's Murphy. It doesn't really matter. He can be a lock every night.
Yeah, truth.
Like the way he rakes.
I don't think that's a bold statement there, but
No.
but he's going to be in several of my lineups tonight.
He had a really bad error. Last night? Or
Yeah, but
Sunday. I don't remember which one. It was like really bad.
It was Sunday.
It was probably Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not. Listen, he's not the greatest defensive
I stood
second
up and
baseman.
cheered.
No, he's not. But
Screw
even
you,
still, like
fucker.
Hey, I still got love for him. Fuck that.
I try to, Doug. I try to have love for a man, right? But the way he celebrates like a bitter ex-girlfriend, you thought like.
But he is a bitter ex-girlfriend because he wanted to stay. He wanted to stay. And we
get
told
it.
him to go fuck himself.
2 years ago. It's done.
Right.
It's done. Just be a national for fucking Christ's sakes.
Nah, because he's angry, bro, and I don't blame him.
And I'm angry at him.
I wanted him back too. I wanted him to stay. I felt like I felt like a fucking angry ex.
Fuck Daniel Murphy. Fucking rain his hiney hole. Anyway,
That's what he did to us. That's what he did to us.
We'll do stack of the night, and then we'll end with our value play on the hitting side. Or what do you guys want to do first? You want to do the value play? You want to do the stack?
Let's do the stack.
Let's do the stack. That's more fun. Lay it on me, Doug.
I mean, the obvious stack is Cleveland tonight against Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
You have to, especially Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez has to be the key cog in that stack. He's just absolutely destroying baseballs.
Player of the week last week.
Yeah, player of the week last week. Hit
in the AL.
14 extra base hits.
Yep. 516, 545, 1,065 slash line last week.
Just saying, yeah, you got to include him into that. I'd also throw in Carlos Santana, who hit a 3-run homer yesterday. Just saying.
I saw that. I didn't like the BVP numbers against Tillman. I'll bring that up into a second. The specific Indian hitters I'm stacking is Edwin Encarnacion, Kipnis, and Jose Ramirez, who all have fabulous numbers against Chris Tillman. I believe I saw this morning. Carlos Santana's 2 for 14 lifetime with 1 homer, no strikeouts. So not a bad stack, but. Or a guy to throw in that stack. But, I mean, look at just real quick, Doug. I mean, you look at Edwin Encarnacion is batting .293 and 58 at-bats with 3 homers, 7 strikeouts, and he's resurgent right now as well. He's been pretty hot, not as hot as Jose,
right,
but pretty hot.
No, he has definitely been he definitely has been way hotter than Carlos Santana has, who's relatively been cold as of late. But I throw Santana out there being that he's only, I believe, like 3,000 right now. So he's going to be a much cheaper option. Personally, though, you must include in that stack, if you can't fit in a Jason Kipnis, Lonnie Chisenhall, 2,700, absolutely tearing the cover off the baseball since coming off the disabled list, hitting .289, 10 home runs, 37 RBIs, and that's only in, I believe, 26 games. I believe.
He's 1 for 8 against Tillman lifetime, but that to me is
45 games, in 45 games.
It's too small of a sample size, 1 for 8, to really put a lot of stock in that BVP. So, I mean, if you got to fit it in, because I'm just looking up. I'm sorry, I didn't have the prices for the 3 players. So, Edwin's at 4.
Yep.
Right? Ramirez is at 4,300, so that's 8,300. I thought there was no math here, but apparently there is. And so we're at 83, and then Kipnis is 3,300. So, you're talking 11,800. That's a good chunk of your 35,000 available. So you may not be able to fit it, but if you can, especially saving money on the low value hitters that we'll talk about here in a second, or some of the low value pitchers that we talked about previously.
Right. That's why
make it happen.
Right. That's why I say for this stack, you go with the three best options. You know, obviously Jose Ramirez is a lock at 4,300.
Yep.
But then you go with the $2,700 Lonnie Chisenhall, and you go with the $3,400 Carlos Santana.
There you go.
It's the best of both worlds.
Who are you stacking tonight, Brian?
I'm actually going to go Houston versus Sonny Gray. There's a few guys in this Houston lineup that hits Sonny Gray pretty well. Jose Altuve is obviously one of them. He's batting .370 in his career versus him. He has an RBI against him. So I would go with Jose Altuve. Maybe Brian McCann, who's batting .333 against him in 9 at-bats. I think he's the only guy that has a home run off of Sonny Gray, so he's got two RBIs as well. Maybe go with George Springer, who, quite frankly, he doesn't hit Sonny Gray all that well in 13 at-bats, but you know George Springer is also one of the better hitters in the league.
I can't get out of my mind what you said last week. George the Animal Springer.
It's George the Animal Springer.
That's fantastic. That is fantastic. Yeah, I mean, Altuve absolutely has great numbers against him. Gray is only 1 for 12. That concerns me a little bit. In terms of potential stack. But if you're staying away from him, you saying you're stacking Altuve?
I would do Altuve. I would do Brian McCann. And like I said, George Springer's numbers aren't that great against him, but I would still stack Springer.
Yeah.
Because he's swinging a hot bat.
Yeah, he's swinging a hot bat. So many home runs. He's really showing off his power muscles right now, his power stroke. I ain't going to hate you on that. I mean, that's a decent stack there. I mean, I think you could do better, but I don't know, because Gray has been resurgent lately, definitely putting up high strikeouts, and the Astros team is a team that'll strike out a bit, but I don't think you're going to go wrong with that Astros lineup. That's just me filibustering because I forgot the original point I was going to make.
Very good.
I'm just going to let that shit go, and we'll move on to our buy low hitters. I'm going to start it off here. My value play, I've mentioned them once already on the show. I'm going to mention them again in our last segment, which is going to be fun, our top 5 walk-up songs to finish up the show. Matt Davidson at 2,900 on FanDuel versus Big Irv, believe it or not. He's red hot right now. Really a good play despite the pitching matchup because of that power potential. And along with Chicks, FanDuel and DraftKings digs the long ball. Just looking at BVP numbers, very minimal. He's only faced him once before, and lo and behold, it was a strikeout. Matt Davidson will strike out at a pretty clip, but that doesn't hurt you as bad DFS style-wise or whatnot. And looking at Matt Davidson, I mean, over his last 7 days, he's put up 4 homers, 7 RBIs, batting .333. I actually slid him in my DH spot in Mike's league this week.
Not bad. Not a bad spot. I mean, I already went over my guy. Yeah, and that's the $2,700 Lonnie Chisenhall.
Yeah,
absolutely killing baseballs.
Okay. Brian?
Mine's going to be the aforementioned Dexter Fowler against Jeremy Hellickson and the Phillies tonight. He's homered in 4 of his last 5 games. He's one of those guys that's swinging a really hot bat now. He's getting himself back into the swing of things and starting to show off the player that he was when he signed that contract with St. Louis. So, I'd go with Dexter Fowler.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
I got one more cheapie for you. He's probably not even that cheapie. That's Logan Morrison. He's not that cheap, though. 3,900.
It's going up now. The recognition, the book's out there. What's he up to, 20 homers now?
21.
Blackjack. Hey, if you want to win like Logan Morrison is winning and you want to treat your skin with the best nutrients and feel clean with the only soap you'll need, go head up Soap Stash, the new soap standard. They use the highest grade carrier oils, and they're ingrained in all their products, which are 100% natural. You contact Soap Stash today for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash 844-890-3197. Check out their wonderful product line, soapstash.com, or hit them up on Facebook, Soapstash LLC. You can get all the latest specials for ordering. You can order directly through Messenger. How convenient, delivered right to your door. Soap Stash, the new soap standard. This is Fantasy Dominance Now on A2DRadio.com. We got one more segment left, and we're doing a little top 5 walk-up songs. We'll catch you in a minute.
Welcome in to the worldwide leader of what? Real Talk, A2DRadio.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by the Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Fellas, you ever come in from that baseball or football game and your woman won't come near you because you stink beyond belief? Then you need Soap Stash. You should never settle for a generic hygiene product that only covers up the stench. Treat your skin with the best nutrients. Feel clean with the only soap you'll need. The highest grade carrier oils are ingrained in all of their products, which are 100% natural and terrific for your skin. No sulfates, parabens, or phthalates, and synthetic fragrance free. Contact Soap Stash for your sample package and give your woman what she deserves. You can contact Soap Stash at 844-890-3197 or visit them on the web at soapstash.com or Facebook at Soapstash LLC. Once again, their number is 844-890-3197. Soap Stash, the new soap standard.
You're listening to Fantasy Dominance Now, only on A2DRadio.com.
And welcome back to the fun portion of Fantasy Dominance Now here on A2DRadio.com. Not that the rest of the show wasn't fun. It's been awesome, as a matter of fact. We had our NBA mock draft with the draft coming up this Thursday. We talked about the latest news and buzz and rumors out there. We gave you some fantasy baseball ad recommendations. So if you're just tuning in, definitely check this segment out because it's going to be a lot of fun. Our top 5 walk-up songs. But definitely rewatch, go back to the beginning of the show when we're done, and catch our mock draft if nothing else. And This last segment is being brought to you by the Sports Outlet. For all your sporting needs, go visit them, 703 Black Horse Pike, Glendora, New Jersey. You can look them up online, sportsoutletinc.com.
Oh, Cat Williams, we love you so much. My friend of mine just sent me this funny-ass meme. Cat Williams' face, when you see a really ugly bitch with 5 kids and wonder, who keeps fucking her?
That is fabulous.
Oh, Cat Williams. Shout out Jamie Ward. Love you, girl.
Definitely. So let's dive right into it. Brian, you've been nominated first. Let's hear your top 6.
See,
It's supposed to be my top 5, but it's my top 6. There was one song I can't leave off.
you can't even follow the format. It better be good.
Do I ever follow the format?
Touche, douche.
Be an individual.
I am an individual. So my number 6, this is actually the song I couldn't leave off. Jersey boy Todd Frazier with his Chicago White Sox, walking up to Fly Me to the Moon by fellow Jersey boy Frank Sinatra.
If you're talking Frankie Blue Eyes, yeah, it can be a top 6. I'm good with
Right.
that.
Fair enough. I'll allow it.
And number 5, as my list officially starts, Ryan Healy of the Oakland Athletics walking up to Blackstreet's No Diggity.
That takes balls.
That
That
does.
and Careless Whisper. I think another guy out in Oakland does that.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's California
Riddick,
kids.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. California kids, man.
Yeah,
Gotta
Yeah,
love
man.
'em.
Number 4, Adam Eaton of the Washington Nationals. This Is How We Do It by Montel Jordan. Number 3, I have Jake Lamb of the Arizona Diamondbacks to Shoot with Salt and Pepper.
That's a good one. That is a good one.
Number 2, this is more of a this is me. Like, I loved listening to Chase Utley walking up to Kashmir by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he still does it with the Dodgers, but he did it in Philly
I
for
think
so
he
many
does.
years.
Yeah, I think he does, yeah.
And I know Scott Kashmir actually walks up to that song too when he comes to the plate. And at number 1, Francisco Lindor of the Cleveland Indians, The Humpty Dance from Digital Underground.
Great song. Great song. I've heard I heard him in the minors walk up to that song. I was like, yep, I like you.
Yep.
I was like, yep, I like you a lot now. Because I love that song. But no, my 5's a little bit interesting. I got a little bit of an old school twist at number 5 here. And this is more because I used to work out to this song. And I really enjoyed the player and when you walk up to this song. Because it definitely gave you the presence of what he was trying to do up there. And that's Harvester of Sorrow by Metallica. And of all people, Paul Konerko used to walk up to that song.
No kidding.
Paul fucking Konerko. Crushing baseballs and not giving a shit. Gotta love it. At number 4, I got Anthony Rizzo's walk-up music, and that's Can't Stop by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Classic song growing up. Remember that song quite well. One of my personal favorites is James Seald's walk-up music for when he comes out to the mound and when he hits the plate. It's Day and Night by Kid Cudi. Absolutely love that song. One of my all-time favorite tracks. Another really good track also was Torrey Hunter. You know, I'm kicking a little old school with these guys, but Torrey Hunter used to have some awesome walk-up music, man. A lot of people don't even know the name of the track. It's called Luxury Tax. It's by Rick Ross featuring Lil Wayne. Everyone thought it's a Lil Wayne song because they talk about Torrey Hunter in the song. And they talk about baseball in the song. It's a dope-ass track. If you ain't never heard it, check it out. Luxury Tax by Ricky Rose.
Nice.
And then, of course, Numero Uno. I mean, anytime I hear this song, doesn't matter where I am, I always look around to see if Mariano Rivera is coming out because, it's Enter the Sandman. I mean, like, come on. You're going to talk about walkout music. Like, that is the ultimate in walkout music right there. Of course, by Metallica, for those of you who live under a rock.
Absolutely. And in case what you all are wondering what I'm doing, staring into the computer and not listening to my voice here, I'm actually posting these lists as comments on our Facebook page at a2dradio.com on Facebook, where you'll see, go to our link for Fantasy Dominance Now. You'll see our order along with the link for our number 1s.
Truth.
So I'll go into mine real quick. Let's see here. Number 5, I got, and these are all contemporary. I don't go back too far, kind of current to this day. But number 5, I'm going to go Adam Frazier of the Pirates. He comes out to Clarence Clearwater Revival's Born on the Bayou, one of my favorite all-time classic songs. I think it also sets a nice demeanor coming out to that drum beat that the song starts off with as he's coming up to the plate. Number 4, I'm well aware of the corniness, and I'm expecting the flack that I'm going to get from people commenting, from my fellow cohorts over here. I'm gonna go Wilmer Flores of the Mets coming out to the Friends theme song. I love Friends, and I just think it's funny, you know, New York team, you know, coming out to that or whatnot. I think it's kind of cute for Wilmer.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Number 3, I'm gonna regain my manhood here and go with Jake Lamb and the D-backs. He comes out to Jay-Z's Feeling It, which is just an all-time great rap hip-hop song. Really feeling it at the dish, Jake Lamb is this season, so maybe the song has something to do with it. Number 4 is a lesser-known player. This is the guy that I was talking about you may have not heard of before when we were talking during the break. Jaff Decker of the Athletics comes out to Sublime's Doing Time, which is...
That's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Especially for all you stoners out there from back in the day. That was an awesome song.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And my number 1 top, I got to give credit to the originator, which is AJ Styles of the WWE, but also Matt Davidson of the Chicago White Sox comes out to the song too. Not all the time. I've seen him use it. I've seen him not use it, but I love it. I'm a huge AJ Styles fan. So in case you don't know what I'm talking about, he comes out to CFOs. They don't want none. And it's just talk about getting the blood boiling, coming out to the ring, coming out to the plate. They don't want none. They don't want none. They scared. They don't want none. That's my top number 1.
Rock on. That's a good one. That's a good one too.
Thank you.
I don't think we could really go wrong with any of our number 1s here.
No, I mean, I don't think so either. I found a list of 73 songs on the internet thanks to Google. I could have you easily could have picked any of them. I just kind of went with the ones that I knew.
Truth.
Yeah.
I mean, I went with some that I knew, like, you know what I mean? I kind of went around. I looked up some of the things online, you know, seeing what certain guys came out to. You know, obviously Torrey Hunter and Paul Konerko were just 2 guys that I just remembered growing up. Like, I remembered I loved their walk-up music.
I mean, I really liked Raul Banez's while he was here in Philly. He came up to one of my favorite bands' songs. I'm blanking on the name of it, but the band's called Alter Bridge, and it was off their second album. It's like the 5th track off their second album. I'm blanking on the name of the song though. But you know, the walk-up music to the plate is supposed to be. Intimidating. And I thought some of the ones that I've heard in my lifetime, they've all been fairly intimidating in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You know, that walk-up music is supposed to be like, oh, this guy's up? All right. Strike a little bit, hopefully striking some fear into the pitcher.
You would think. I mean, you know, that sense, you know, hence why I really love Paul Konerko's walk-up music. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? You see a big dude like that walking up to that type of music with all kinds of bad intentions.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just like, yeah.
And Konerko was a good hitter, too. He's one of the best hitters at one time in the league. And you know, that music kind of helped. Because then you're like, oh, shit, it's Paul Konerko.
Oh, damn.
No. You look into the dugout and you're like, can we get a pitching change?
I like you a lot. All right, so all the lists are up now on our Facebook link. You can check them out. Definitely, you know, check out the links. You know, go back in time a little bit with the Humpty Dance from Brian's list. Rock out with your cock out with Metallica's Enter Sandman. Or, you know, be phenomenal, like the phenomenal one with AJ Styles and Matt Davidson, who's been pretty damn phenomenal. I think a good play in DFS tonight. I think, starting to become – not a must start, but in a 16-team league with DH eligibility, I slid him in this week. I put him in for a guy that's just been up and down all week, and all year, I should say, Jose Bautista, who's back on the downswing right now.
Yeah, I told you, man. He should have took that contract when he had the chance, man. Excuse me. That big time. He should have took that big time money before last offseason when Toronto offered it to him, because he clearly is just not there anymore. He's not that guy anymore.
Nah, he's up there in age too, so that probably doesn't help anything. But he's definitely not the Joey Bats that we all know and love.
No.
Unless you're Rougned Odor.
Then he's exactly who we thought he was.
We'll dip back into where we started. here on the show with our NBA mock draft. We zeroed in on the big topic of this draft, and that's Lonzo Ball, which you can follow on Twitter at @ZO2_. We asked, where will he land in the NBA draft? Top 3, top 10, top 20, or free fall? Right now, with roughly about 21 hours left to go on the poll, 47%, the majority, still going with top 3, but 40% very close going with top 10. I could see top 10 maybe shooting over them in the long run. Nobody for top 20, but 13% for free fall.
Yeah,
so,
I definitely see the free fall happening. But
if it's out of the top 10, is that the same thing? If it's in the top 20, is that still the same thing as a free fall?
I mean, for Lonzo Ball, it could be considered one. But, I mean, I don't know. You just don't see where the teams are that are like, yeah, we want this guy. We're in love with this guy, blah, blah, blah. Like, you don't see those teams coming out the woodwork right now. I mean, granted, it is 2 days before the draft. You don't want to give up too much, but – you just don't see the intrigue there that you see with other players moving up draft boards and how other GMs talk about guys.
Absolutely. Good last word, Doug, for the show. Man, it's been fun.
It's been
great show, boys. Great show. Tell the viewers one last bit of information. Have you ever wanted the ultimate driving experience? Well, go to BMW Atlantic City, easy to get 2 minutes off of exit 37 on the Garden State Parkway, or check them out online, bmwatlanticcity.com. Check see if they have any monthly specials going out right now and get your ass in a BMW. For Matt and Sudi on the ones and twos, Brian Daly, Doug Pitchford, I'm Rob Povia, 3 p.m. Hockey Happy Hour coming soon, coming at you in 45 minutes. We'll catch you next week. Good luck in your fantasy leagues, people.
Deuces.